Yo, it's Drew with the Do Sounds, and today I'm going to be making an R&B beat. I found this really dope loop in my OVO sample pack, which you can download for free. The link is in the description of the video. Anyways, let's go ahead and just jump right into it. I may drag in the stems later, but just to get things started quickly, I'm going to go ahead and drag in just the full loop, change it to 89 BPM, and this is in D minor. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use this little section of the loop right here to build the drums around because it's a little bit less dense than this section, and I like to build my drums on sections that have less going on. And also it's a thing I like to do is have the really full section at the beginning in the intro, and then when the beat drops, go into a section with less instrumentation because it's almost like a reverse drop effect, and it has this really big impact, especially when the drums are hitting hard. So I'm going to start with the kick. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this pattern. On this last kick, I'm gonna lower the velocity so it's kind of like a little ghost kick that goes into the next double kick at the beginning. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and add a snare, or probably a snare layered with like a snap. Let's try this one first. This sounds like it's gonna fit the beat good. Okay, let's find a snap with some reverb. That's a little bit too much. I like this one right here. It's not too much reverb, but it'll fill out the clap nicely. And by the way, here I'm putting it on bar looping mode, so it keeps looping throughout this whole pattern, because technically this pattern is only this long. But if you put it on this bar loop mode, it'll keep repeating throughout the whole thing. And you can see these notes are dimmed out, but they're still playing. It's just like the loop section. If I take that off, they won't be there. If I put it back on, they will be. Okay, so I'm gonna find a rim shot now to put kind of in the in-between sections to fill out the beat a little bit. I like that one. Okay, let's find some percussion. I like something like this. I'm gonna boost this a little bit just to give it some more volume. so for this one, I don't want it to loop that often. So I'm going to actually just copy these notes right here and take off the loop bar mode. Okay, next I like to add the open hats. I actually usually like adding open hats before I add regular hi-hats, just because, I don't know, there's something about riding them reverse like that they come out better for me. So definitely a thing to try if you want to kind of switch up the way you make beats. A lot of people, the first thing they'll add is that two-step hi-hat, but me, I like to wait and then see where the hi-hat fills in nicely. And by the way, I do have some really good hi-hat loops in this pack, but that would be kind of boring to use for this beat, so I want to write my own. Okay, I'm going to put this on the downbeat. And I'm going to do this with the envelope so I can make it my own length. I think I gotta fix this a little bit. Yeah, this is a little bit late here. And same thing with this. I'm going to change the envelope. Okay, I like the open hats. See, I actually like to use a lot of different open hi-hats in one beat instead of just using one. I think it makes it way more interesting, and I like doing like little patterns with them. I like pitching them around, just making them sound a little bit more interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the hi-hats now. And then this one is gonna be my main hi-hat. So I'm not gonna just do a two-step. I'm gonna do a little bit of a bouncy hat pattern so we can get a little bit more interesting with it. I'll start by just filling in some notes that I think will sound good just off the top of my head. Now I'm gonna do some rolls. I'm gonna try to start by doing a couple like pitch. And what I'm doing here is highlighting it, and then I'm just gonna stretch these notes to put it off grid. Okay, I like that. Pretty simple. I'm gonna bar loop it. So I'm gonna keep that pretty simple. Now I'm gonna use a shaker. I need to find a kit that has one. I know I have some kits that have some shakers in them. I just remembered I have some shakers in my lo-fi pack. It's the Vibes lo-fi pack. If you go to drum one shots and shakers. And with this, I'm gonna do the same thing with the envelope. And I'm going to put those way in the background, and I'll actually do the start offset up a little bit so they're not so swung. I'm going to take these notes out. Okay, one thing I really like to do to fill out a track like this is put some kind of natural recordings in it. So I'm going to try this rain sample, and it's just going to run in the back the whole time. I'm going to EQ it so it doesn't have any kind of lows. I just want it to be kind of like something that fills out the highs of the song. Okay, let's listen to what we got so far. I'm getting pretty close on this, but I'm gonna still have to arrange it, and I just want to add some other little elements to make it a little bit more interesting. So. Do some minor arranging right now. And what I did there is just cut a little bit of these drums out just to give it like some tension and release. Honestly, I'm pretty much done with this beat besides adding a couple, like I said, I'm going to do a couple flares. So one thing I like to do to help with the transitions is to get a crash sample and reverse it. Let's try this one. And we're going to press reverse on that. Zoom in, get it pretty lined up, and then I'm just going to cut off the tail end of it there. Probably turn it down a little bit too. And I'm going to try to also do a crash on the downbeat because I think it would sound good. Let me reverse it back. Take it out on these in between sections like that. Okay, so last thing I want to try, this is another basically little mini trick to kind of help with making the beat sound a little bit more interesting. I'm going to try to do some reverse crashes into some of the claps because it gives it this like tension and release feeling. I'm not going to do it on every clap because that'll sound bad, but maybe on like the fourth clap of every bar or something like that. I may even try it with a reverse open hat. Yeah, I'm going to try it with this and reverse this and then make it have some in. So let's see where we can put this. I like that a lot. I'm going to cut that to make it even, and then we're going to add these all throughout. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. Don't want it to be too in the front. I'm going to try to add a bass. This loop already kind of has a bass line, but I want to try to add a little bass line. So what I'm going to do is go back to the OVO kit. So I'm going to use that as the bass. The bass line is A sharp, G, F, F. We're going to start with A sharp, F. And I'm leaving these gaps because the loop has a little bit of gaps like that. So let's see what this sounds like. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of mixing. Nothing crazy. I did a lot of mixing on the go just with the volume knobs on each sample right here, as you can see. I do like to do kind of a final mix. Okay, so I got all these added. Now I'm going to just listen to the mix and see if there's anything I feel like adjust. So one thing I do want to do is cut out the lows on the loop so that Reese has space to go through. And the reason I'm using all stock plugins is so I can give away this project file for free. You'll be able to download it in the description of this video. All right, so now I'm going to play the beat one time through so you guys can hear it. so that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know in the comments what kind of beats you want to see me make next, because I've made pretty much every style there is. Besides that, make sure you download the FLP. The link is in the description, and have a good one. Peace.